like that. And then you just hit stop when it's done. It's that simple.
Come on, Dad.
Well, let's do this. Hey, what it do? I'm your host, Devin Dasher.
All right.
I don't know what to hear. You know,
Next Thursday, a week and 2 days. So we down the countdown. We need to be at 50% of our pie, and we need to be out of module 2. So some of us are still in module 1, some of us are pie's little, some of us are big, but remember, it's getting harder as we go. Our percentages are slowing down. So we were at 57% last time, we're now at 58%. So we'll notice that our pie, let me go back to my home screen so you can see. Our pie is going to slowly grow now. It's not going to grow as fast as it did in the beginning when y'all were jumping astronomically. So today our pie is at 58%. Today our pie is at 58% as a class, which is still outstanding. But y'all are noticing that it's getting harder. You're going slower. So what I'm going to do today, and again, it may not be what you're in, which is fine, but you're going to see it. Or you may have gotten out of it, but you don't know how you got out of it. These are some things that I saw when I was working, walking around the room today. Finding the missing link. So, in this problem, we want to know how long that red side is. Some people are really good at these, and some people suck at this. It's like, some people are good at puzzles, and some people aren't. I'll never forget my baby daddy would look at one of those pictures where something's hidden in the picture. Like some people can see the word Jesus hidden in the picture, and some people can't. He'd walk by and glance at it and say, oh, it's Mickey Mouse flying in a kite or something. I'm like, I can't see it. I don't blink. So some people are good at this and some people aren't. So I'm going to try my hardest to make sure everybody understands this. So, if we're looking at this picture, can you see? I'm going to start with this one. If I take that 6 and I bring it down, can you tell that that 6 would be right here?
Yes.
And this 5, if I bring it down, would be right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if these two walls, those walls, these two baby walls have to equal that big wall. I promise I'm going to lead somewhere in just a minute. So if I take my highlighter, this wall would be right there. This wall would be right there. Like if we had an earthquake and those two ceilings fell straight to the ground, do you agree that those two ceilings would equal up to 11? Y'all with me?
Yeah.
So if the yellow wall is 6, I didn't mean to do that. Thought I had my black on. Really? If my yellow wall is 6 and that wall is 5, do you see that's where the 11 came from? Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
The two flat walls add up to the big flat wall. So using that same concept, can you see that the 9 would be right there?
I mean, the next one, 4.
And the red would be right there. So the 9 plus the red has to equal the 13. So the red would be 4. Does that make sense? So the two flat babies have to equal the flat full. The two up and down babies have to equal the up and down full.
I'm going to get me
So,
a snack tonight.
My question was, what is the missing side? The missing side is going to be 4 feet. So let's look at the next one.
I'm tired.
All I want to know is the missing side. It's going to say missing side equals blank.
11.
It's a flat, so we only want to look at flats. This is a flat, this is a flat. I don't care about anything else. So 4 and 7 are gonna make that total side. Y'all with me?
Yep.
So if this piece is 4 and this piece is 7, that piece is gonna be 11. I don't need to look at any of the other sides.
Yeah, no, that's really.
Yeah, I know that. I told you that.
We good?
So, you
Yeah,
gotta
two, yeah.
just take into account for the numbers that you need and not pay attention to all numbers all the time.
Correct. Mathematicians throw in extra numbers to confuse you, and it is working. All the up and down numbers are that, because 6 plus 9, so the 6 plus the 9 does give me the 15.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
But this problem had nothing to do with 6 and 9 equals 15. It had to do with 4 plus 7 equals 11. So this one only had to deal with flat numbers. It didn't have to deal with up and down numbers. You with me?
Give it a math.
So, now, and for that problem, all they wanted to know was what was the missing link. So all they wanted to know was 11. Now, for this next problem, they want to know what's the perimeter. What does
Yeah.
perimeter mean?
Add.
Perimeter means
just
add
wanna add all
up
the
all the sides.
As you wish.
Now, there's a formula for it, but I ain't into
Thank you,
formulas
Nancy.
unless I need to know a formula. I'm gonna add up all the sides. Now, my units for perimeter are plane. The way I remember that, P for plane, P for perimeter. So my units are going to be inches, feet, yards, miles, whatever, plane. So,
52.
I've got to add up all the sides. Well, here's my problem. When I go to add up 12 plus 16 plus, there's not a side there.
Oh, add.
So I gotta figure out this side before I can add them up.
56.
That
56.
What is that side?
4.
4.
It's an up and down. So that means him plus him
It's 12.
have to equal 12. So if he is 8, he has to be the rest, which is
4.
4.
And the whole thing is.
And the whole thing is 56.
So if he is 8, he has to be 4, because 8 plus 4 is gonna give me the 12. So now that I have the missing side, I can add them up. 12 plus 16 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7. I'll let it catch up. I don't care where you start, as long as you go all the way around and don't count things twice. And my units are centimeters because perimeter is plane. We good? So for the next one, I have to find the missing side. How many missing sides do I have?
None.
Help me, Lord Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Look at this.
My bad.
Look at this.
I know, you're good.
At 10.
That one's gonna be 10. Because if you bring him
Now add them all
up,
up so you
that's
can have
6. So the blue
how
has
do
to
you
be
keep this
10 in
fast?
order to give me the 16. Feeling better about those?
Nope.
And then I would add up all the way around. We good? Now, I could give you one that's a little bit harder. Let's do this one. Let me get my little eraser. Let's do one like this. Ooh, I need to do some of these. I didn't do any of these. Calvin had fun
Lucky
with
you.
these. You didn't have fun. I had fun. You didn't have fun. I did.
You love this stuff.
I do love this stuff.
I'll have fun when I get back from home.
All right, how many sides do I have missing?
2.
2, 3.
I had 3 missing sides.
Oh.
Tell me what this side is. 3, assuming I could draw kind of normal, my roofs need to be level. So
Listen.
if The chimney is 3 on one side. Do you agree the chimney has to be 3 on the other side?
What is that at the
Yes.
bottom of 5?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, tell me what he is.
6.
6.
34.
Now, here's the hardest one. What is that?
9. No, 11.
7.
No, it ain't.
8.
It's
9,
not
10, 11. 11.
I said 11.
Is it 9, 11?
I said 11.
You said 7.
I said 11.
It's 11.
Daniel said
Because
7.
the 4, if you drop it down, the 5, if you drop it down, and the 2, if you drop it down. So it's going to be the 2 plus the 5 plus the 4 is where I'm getting the 11 from. Go with me? Yep. And then to add them up, I would just go all the way around. It would be 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 11 plus 6, and then it would be inches or whatever my units are. That's the easy part. Cool?
Word.
All right. Now, let me do some of, while I'm on this, let me do, that was perimeter. You need to know the difference between perimeter and area. Perimeter has the word rim on it. Rim, like a basketball rim. The rim is around. That's when you add up. The inside, so if this was your backyard, the perimeter would be the fence. The grass would be the area. So if you have a window, the rim would be the wood, trim, rim. The glass would be the area. So we just found the perimeter. We just found the fence.
18.
What if I had this same problem and I wanted to know the area?
That's what I would do. You would do.
So, this is where we were on the struggle bus today, me and Calvin. I was having fun, Calvin wasn't having fun. So, let me clone, and let me cut, and let me add, and let me paste. And let's take the same problem and let me take the area. Now, I went and stole some paper. Now, the area is when you're doing the inside. Now, on our formula sheet, we only have a select few formulas for area. We have a square formula, we have a rectangle formula, we have a parallelogram formula, we have a trapezoid formula, we have a triangle formula, we have a circle formula. Those are all of our area formulas. Now, perimeter, I don't care what the shape is. Area, it has to be one of those. Now, we all know what a square is. A square when the sides are equal. A rectangle is when the left and right are equal and the top and bottom are equal. A parallelogram is when you set on something. It's like leaning to the left or leaning to the right. These are equal and those are equal, but it's squished. A trapezoid looks like the top of Pizza Hut.
A trap.
A triangle and a circle. So when you're doing area, it has to fit in one of those shapes. So I want to know the area of that shape. Do y'all see shapes in there?
Yes.
I see a couple of rectangles. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do this problem. Some of you are going to like one way better than you like the other way. It doesn't matter to me which way you do it. Some of you are going to say, oh, I want to do this one this way, or I want to do this one that way. I'm going to show you both ways. If you close this in, do you see that we have a big sheet of paper?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a big rectangle. I have a big rectangle. And the formula for a rectangle is length times width. So I need to know the length and the width of my rectangle. Well, we know it's 6. And what did we say this was? 11. It was the 2, the 5, and the 4 added up. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
So the big rectangle is 66. My big rectangle is 66. So that would represent the whole sheet of paper. But I'm not trying to find the area of the whole sheet of paper. This is what I'm trying to find the area of. So I want to find the area of this and take it away. So what shape is this? A square or rectangle. So let's now look at this. What is the little rectangle? What's the length and width of that?
3, 5.
3 by 5, which is 15. Now, I have some people say, how do you know whether to add them or subtract them? Well, y'all, if you add them, it would look like this. It would be, if you add them, it would be a rectangle plus a rectangle. If you add things, you glue them together. We're not having a house with a chimney on top. We are having a sticky note and we're taking away. So we're subtracting. So we found the area of our sticky note and we're taking away that piece. So we're going to do 66 minus 15. And my units are going to be yards squared, because area is yards squared. You with me?
Area is always square, right?
Area is always squared. Perimeter's plane, area squared. Perimeter's plane, area squared, volume's cubed. Perimeter, area, volume. That's one way to do the problem. Now, another way to do the problem, and again, it's going to vary from problem to problem. If I cut it there, do you see that I have a house with 2 chimneys? So what's the dimension of this chimney?
2 and 3.
2 by 3, which is a 6. What's the dimensions of this chimney?
4 by 3.
4 by 3, which is 12, because remember we said it was 3 tall? Now, what's the dimensions of my house? How long do we say the house was?
11.
11. Now, how tall is the house? No,
But you just cut it.
because 6 represents the house and the chimney. Y'all with me?
Right.
And how tall was just the chimney?
3.
3, so how tall is the house going to be? 3, because 3, if the whole thing is 6 and the chimney's 3, the house has to be the rest. If this was 3 and the whole thing is 6, then this would be the other 3. So what the dimensions of the house are 3 by 11, which is, so am I adding or subtracting those pieces?
Adding.
I am adding the, whoo, Lordy. Well, let me get them flat. I was trying to move them over. I didn't mean to. I am going to be adding those pieces because I'm having a house with 2 chimneys put on top. So for this example, I have a house with a chimney plus a chimney. So what would I do for this problem?
33 plus 6 plus 12.
So for this problem, I would do 33 plus 6 plus 12. I'm still going to get my same answer of 51.
Oh, you were just showing us a different way how to do it.
Different way to do the same problem. Let me show you another one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because Alex may show you one way, a tutor may show you another way, but I want you to realize they're the same way. 5, 5, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3. And it's gonna say, find the area. And let me say these are all feet. What's the bottom gonna be?
Three, four, and
3 for there,
four.
4 for there,
And 3.
and 3 for there. So
10.
that's gonna be a total of 10. Now, you can do it one of two ways. You can either say, I have a house with a chimney, or you can say, I want to fill it in and cut off the 2 corners. They're going to give you the same answer. Sometimes it's easier to add up the 2 pieces. Sometimes it's easier to fill in and cut off the corners. So if we do this way, what are the dimensions of the house? 10 by 5. What's the dimensions of the chimney? 4 by 2. So this one is what size is the house? 50. What size is this? 8. So what's my total answer going to be? 58. That one was easier to do that way. But if you want to see it the other way, what's the big rectangle's dimensions going to be? What's the total width? What's the total height? 7. You have 5 here, and what do you have there? 2, which gives you a total height of 7. So the big rectangle is going to be 70. Keep forgetting y'all can't see this corner over here. The total is going to be 70. Now, we want to get rid of this rectangle right here. Why are you not writing? We want to get rid of this rectangle right here. What are the dimensions of that rectangle? This rectangle right here, what are the dimensions?
2 by 3.
A 2 by 3, which is a, and then we want to get rid of the other one. What is that one?
2 by 3.
A 2 by 3, which is, and are we adding or subtracting?
That's correct.
So 70 minus 6 is still going to give me 58. So it's just according to which one you see better. Some problems are going to be easier to add, some problems are going to be easier to subtract. Y'all with me? All right, let's look at another one. Look at that one. What do you see?
A square and a triangle.
So, am I adding or am I subtracting?
Adding it.
Is it a triangle plus a square? Is it a square plus a triangle?
Triangle is in the triangle. That's a square.
Oh, so you subtract.
It's a triangle and we're taking away
So you
a square. This is a subtraction. Is it a square take away a triangle? So you're taking, so what we started out with a triangle. So the first thing is your biggest shape. And then we're taking away, so we started out with a triangle and we're taking away a rectangle. So what I'm doing for this problem is going to be a triangle, subtract a rectangle. Now, on my formula sheet, the formula for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. The formula for a rectangle is length times width. I'm going to start with the rectangle because that's the easiest. What's the length and the width of my rectangle? What's the length and width of my rectangle?
I can't see it.
I can't see that.
Hold
Me
on.
either.
Let me draw it bigger. This is what it looks like.
I need them numbers.
4, 3, 8,
Okay.
and 5. So my length and width of my rectangle are 4 times 3, which is 12. Now, for my triangle, what is the base of my triangle? 5 is from here to here. Your base of your triangle is going to be 9, which is the 5 plus the 4. So the base of the triangle is going to be 9. Y'all with me?
So the base stops wherever.
The base is the whole base of the triangle. 5 is only from here to here.
Because of the square.
Because I tore out, so the 5 is from here to here. The 4 is from what's on this piece of paper. So the 5 plus the 4 gave me a base of 9. So what is my height?
8.
8 is from here to here. 8
Oh,
is from
okay.
here to here.
11.
11.
So 11 is going to be my height. So 8 represents from here to here, plus my little 3 right there, so my total height is going to be 11. So if I go to my calculator and clean up and do 1/2 times 9 times 11, my triangle by itself untouched is 49.5. My rectangle was 12, and I'm going to subtract 49.5 minus 12. So what's left is going to be a 37.5, and because we're doing area, my units are going to be squared. Perimeter's plane, area's squared. Cool?
Yep.
All right, let's go for another one. Let's do, I'll draw it so you can see the numbers, or I'll write the numbers on there because you can see the shapes. This is 6, 9, 3, and 2. Are we adding or subtracting? Subtracting, because I'm cutting something off. So, what are the shapes that you see?
Square and triangle.
So, is it triangle minus rectangle or rectangle minus triangle? What did you start out with?
Rectangle minus
You
triangle.
started out with a rectangle this time, and you took away a triangle. So, you started out with a rectangle, pretend. You started out with the rectangle, and you took away a triangle. Y'all with me? Now, what are the dimensions of, so rectangle's formula is this, triangle's formula is this. So, my rectangle is here. What are the length and the width of my rectangle?
9
Now, if I put that back in there, 2 is only a partial side. 3 is only a partial side. 9 is a full side, and 6 is a full side. Y'all with me? So 9 times 6, which is 54, that is going to be my rectangle. For my triangle, here is my triangle. My base is what it sits on, my height is straight up and down. Do you agree I was not given either one of those?
Yes.
But I know them. What is my base?
4.
Love you. This piece and this piece have to add up to 6. So 2 plus 4 is going to give me the 6. So this has to be 4.
Yep.
3 plus this have to give me the 9. So 3 plus 6 have to give me the 9. So this one's going to be 6. This one's going to be 4. So my base is 4. My height is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Half of 24 is 12. 54 minus 12 is 42. Because it is area, my units are squared. Not that bad once you know what you're doing. Look at one more.
Trying to get better at practice.
These definitely require practice. What do you see? Add or subtract? Subtract. What is my shape on the outside?
Triangle.
And what am I taking away?
Rectangle.
So we have 1/2 base times height, and we have length times width. Start out with a rectangle. What's the length and width of my rectangle? Here is my rectangle. What's the length and width of my rectangle? 1 times 4, which is 4. Now let's go to my triangle. Here